already know the drop. They are not promoting this. They are not promoting this video no matter what. Um, Unfortunately, they don't like anybody talking about college football except for the guys that they got that cover college football. Now, these are basically my thoughts on the 25 teams they got there. And I think it's a joke. Now, I don't watch college as much as I used to. So when I see all of the standards that they're putting in place for these teams, I'm kind of shocked and surprised. Like it's almost like a shock and awe moment because once you see it, it's like you can't unsee it. Ohio State at one, right off the gate. That's terrible. Ohio State at one, really? Where I don't, I'm like, where do they see Ohio State really? How would Ohio State be one? Or even Oregon at two, and Indiana's at six. To me, that tells me there's a big problem here. This guy beat both of them teams 3 times last year. I don't think they lost enough talent in Indiana that they should be ranked at six. I think that is complete deception. Georgia is strong and would always be in the top five. Why is Notre Dame at five? What did Notre Dame lose that they would be at five? That's to me is very interesting. Miami at seven. uh, I would have them lower. I know they're kind of looking at OU and A&M and saying to themselves, that's A&M, that's Oklahoma, but they're the teams that I feel that's going to be hit hard with the loss of a lot of players on the team. It's not next man up. I really don't see the Sooners being that strong this year. I don't see Illinois at all. Illinois football team is good. It's damn good. And definitely should be over there next to Tennessee and Washington. I'm kind of amazed here that they even took this route. That's what's really shocking to me. But this is the coaches poll. The coaches poll is based on ACC bias. The ACC, I mean the SEC, don't really have, they're the big dogs on campus. They make the money. But Big Ten, legendary, classic. So they love to put teams in there that shouldn't be, but Clemson is not a top 25 team. I see them with about 4 or 5 losses this year. I don't see them being a threat at all and should not be in the top 25. Uh, USC, it's beautiful dreams. Beautiful dreams. I really am having a hard time with this top 25. This is preseason before anybody's even seen anything that of course it's always an ACC, but you got to understand ACC is like the biggest fanboys ever, and they only got like maybe 2, 3 teams. Now, here's the thing: you're gonna have a lot of X factor teams here, and this is why I feel Bama is got a shot real big this year. If we go through October, there's nothing else stopping us on the schedule. All our games is in October. Once we destroy LSU, going into LSU, you see, we're on the road for a lot of these games. Yeah, I know it's pretty much sucks for all the other teams, but the way they've done this, the way they constructed this, it's never going to be accepted. And the reason it's never going to be accepted is because the people around there, they already have it preconceived as to who they want to pick to go where. Penn State, I don't think Penn State and Michigan should be that high. I got Michigan real low, right with Penn State. Tennessee, I got lower than that. I got all of them teams in probably the bottom 23, with Clemson not even being on the list. Michigan's, I think, is up there by name. I don't think Michigan is that good. But some people, they'll have a schedule that most people just don't like, and then they'll just come up there. Yale, I'm not sold on Yale. But they are a better team than Michigan, and I believe Tennessee. Who's Tennessee's quarterback? Alabama problem is going to be the offensive line. The offensive line is the only problem that they're going to have, really, I believe. Everyone else, it'll be different for them, but for everybody else, it would be the offensive line. Well, we got Dijon Lee at the cornerback. I'm not worried about that. The Alabama comes down to the offensive line. Okay, that's it. That's the ball game for Alabama. The offensive line. And last year, you couldn't trust them. That offensive line couldn't hold water. So now you got basically a whole new offensive line here. Can they hold up? The old line failed everywhere. I'm not worried about the offense. We got a coach that his main trait was offense, and we were going to see this high-powered Alabama offense, which we have never seen in the 4 years he's been here. Well, Nick Saban was saying all the mistakes that the coaching staff has been making by playing zone, that we should be playing more man, with safety help, and I've been saying that for a while. Now we got this. What's his name? Javin James. We got him on the team now. We got. Oh well, we still got what's his name? Max Smith on the team. We got Jarvin James still. These the seniors. But we got the freshman over there from Georgia that they scouted. This guy called Bear Freetwell. That's who I want to see what these freshmen could do. I want to hear about what old Bear could do because he's supposed to be more athletic, side to side. He's slimmer, but he's about 305 at 6'7". So Davis Peterson's from Birmingham. I want him to go and open up a donut shop and get his ass off the team. I'm tired of Peterson. I don't want to see him. Uh, I haven't been impressed by J.D. Martin either on the offensive line. We gotta get rid of these people, man. I mean, but it's they finna get out of there. I mean, these are kids. They going to college, so let me not say that. Hopefully, Michael Carroll can improve and get himself in physical shape. I think him, Wayne, and he should not be at 330. He should be somewhere around 315 on that O line. I think he's making it very hard and difficult for the people around him. Jared Graham, again, another freshman. I want to see where he comes from. He came from Atlanta, I believe. We got a lot of people from Union City, though, on the team. That used to be a good stomping ground for recruits for offensive line. Union City was huge, huge. For offensive lines, 100%. Hopefully, somebody from the SEC make the final. I do want to see that. But our Alabama's biggest test to me would be what they put as the test is LSU. Like, if y'all beat LSU, we're gonna play Georgia. We always gonna play Georgia tough because we know how to beat Georgia. Georgia struggles with us because we know how to take away everything that they got. Well, Keelan Russell is in a job where I believe Keelan Russell should be the starting quarterback. I don't want to see this Austin Mack quarterback competing thing. To me, there's no play Keelan Russell because if you don't play Keelan Russell, there's going to be talk about him. This is the number one player, whatever. This guy could be gone after 1 year. So definitely you want to play him now because he'll be headed for the NFL or somebody's draft, and then you end up losing. So you might as well play him now and get something out of it. Why do we need to experience Mac? We see what Mac is. We know Mac is limited. Other teams know Mac is limited. And it's like, okay, we know what he's good at. We know what he's bad at. So why are we going to sit here and do this dance with Mac? Well, Mac appeared in 2 games, I think, as a freshman. Uh, I think Joe and Sean they will evaluate Russell's arm talent, his upside, to see if if he's got the readiness to run Kalen DeBoer's offense, which he wants to run, this high-powered offense. But his offense isn't predicated around the run, which Alabama is predicated with a good running back, good running game. You see, we always had a good back, a good strong back that can get in there, and we had a quarterback that could evade, but we had an offensive line. That's one thing people miss about Nick Saban is he knew how to get the key pieces we needed. We needed an O-line. Okay, we don't want our quarterback getting sacked from behind, causing a fumble. So we're gonna have the best offensive line in that position. What's cringy about the Roll Tide? Well, it's his team now. You know, all saving guys are pretty much gone. This is all Kalen's DeBoer's team. So now, this is what you can do. You won 11 games last year. We got real lucky last year. A lot of those games we should have lost, but we came back and found a way to win. But you can't depend on that right now. And no, we shouldn't have been in the playoffs last year. But we got one of the toughest schedules in the SEC. Always have, and I don't want it to change. You know, we playing Florida State. And State is not ranked, but they're always a tough team to beat. They're more tough to me than LSU. But Vanderbilt, oh no, we had no business losing to Vandy. Vandy is speed. All those guys, those wide receivers, they got jets in Vanderbilt. I told people that was going to be a dangerous game because those guys like to fly. Where's Colorado? Colorado shouldn't be in they're not top 25. What you think they got Shador Sanders or something back there? Now, Ryan Williams, who's now Ryan Coleman Williams, I don't care what he calls himself. I'm like, look, you're the number one on offense, okay? You're the most recognized offensive weapon that DeBoer wants to use, and they want to maximize it by putting you with Russell. I think Williams and Russell combination makes more sense. Now, well, the way to do that is to have another wide receiver out there that they have to care about more than Williams. Well, you could build that, but you don't want to build an attack. Right, you don't want to build that around Florida State is, here's the thing about Florida State. They're dangerous. Against certain teams, they are dangerous. They're not going to have a good season, but they'll give Alabama a run. They would, and you'll be like, how are they in the game? That's how Florida State is. So you got to be real careful with how you deal with Florida State. Go Big Blue, don't worry, they're going to go all right. They're going right to the toilet. What's this, his third or fourth season for Kalen as the coach? Of course. Didn't I tell you LSU, Arch Manning, and all that crap? They're going to get all the attention. Arch Manning is not the guy. No, none of them know what's going on over there. They don't have a clue. It's a lot of people that root for Montana. You know, you got a lot of guys that come from a lot of different high schools and stuff, that's how they end up branching out to becoming fans of university. You be wondering how somebody become a fan of some other town and college. The kid went to school there. They got recruited to go to this college. We're not worried about South Carolina. South Carolina be dealt with. Okay, they're not a threat to us at all. We'll deal with them. Yeah, nobody knows about that. Uh, it's a yeah. Well, you got all these incoming stars. You know, you want to see what they could do. I want to see what a lot of these rookies could do on Alabama. I was not happy with the offensive line last year. So, seeing what's gonna happen, you know, when you got Carroll coming back, you remember a lot of these people were out. He was the number one running back they had. Brooks was looking good. They had Meadows and Morgan, I believe, and they had these guys to step on the field, these young guys. Uh, Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer together, can they aid these receivers? You know, but I'm really not concerned there. The offense is not what concerns me. Alabama can get down the field when they need to. I'm not concerned with that. But they can't get down there if the running game isn't supported because the offensive line isn't good. So you can't really judge the running back if the offensive line is not doing what it needs to do. So it's saying, okay, they got a little bit to prove here. But where are they going to prove it at? And how is it going to be decided? That's where I think it ends up crushing everything that you've built. So therefore, having so much talent on the team, and you're talking about people's schedule being brutal, like you had Georgia, Texas, A&M, Tennessee, and that October stretch is whew, is brutal, you know. But it is what it is. I love that. I love that our schedule's like that because it's gonna leave no doubt to the people what we are. Putting Alabama in the championship last year just pissed off a lot of people, so they will try to screw us over. But how good is Alabama really? That's what you're gonna find out this year, and it's gonna surprise a lot of people when I tell you we are a top 5 team, and you're gonna see it, and I know it. Everybody don't want to see Bama because they say they go too much. Alabama's there too much. They made the playoffs last year. They won 11 games, but they should not have been there over Florida State. They should have not been there. That was ridiculous. Notre Dame is one of the top football teams in the game, period. Um, to me, they were one of the best teams in football last year. They shocked me. I never saw Notre Dame being that good. but they were jailed, they were explosive, and when Notre Dame got screwed, and I'm like, wow, they chose not to play a bowl game, which is why I believe the coaches decided to hold it against them by trying to keep them out of the top spot in college football, but they'll be there. It will not be Ohio State. Texas Tech is Texas Tech. Tech could be Tech could be right in the mix. You know, it's Texas Tech, so they're always gonna be like in that mix. But that's just the way it is when it comes to college football, man. When it comes to college football, it does not move like a lot of the other teams' schedules are. When you look at Alabama's schedule and you look at everybody else's schedule, I mean, come on. They got to play Kentucky, which is tough. So y'all don't even see games like that. Florida State is a tough game for us. We will crush and beat the dog snot out of South Carolina. What is this? Oh, sorry about that. But well, look, conference games are always the toughest games. We got Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will get destroyed this year. We're not losing to Vanderbilt. Auburn's a conference game. You know, LSU, A&M, Tennessee. We got Kentucky, of course, Georgia. So we have the toughest conference, you know, that we have to deal with. Our out of conference games, like we even got state in the conference. Our out of conference games, we only got like what, two? So can nobody say Alabama's schedule is soft? Yeah, we're gonna beat the snot out of Auburn. That's not a problem. But out of our schedule, I don't see us losing two games. I don't see us losing. Everybody think we're gonna lose to LSU. I'm like, first of all, we're gonna destroy ECU. Not even worried about that. Right? Then comes Kentucky. Kentucky's pretty good, but we'll beat Kentucky. Florida State is the team I want to humiliate. We should dominate Florida State, but they will give you a go. South Carolina is the one y'all keep thinking about. We will beat the dog snot out of South Carolina, especially with Russell. Ooh, watch what I tell you. I think we will win that game with Mac. It's all on the offensive line. The defensive line is better than that. Oh no, Deshaun gonna be there. It's gonna be up. I'm ready for it. I'm like, come on. It's gonna be roll tide, and y'all gonna be mad. See, the reason why y'all gonna be mad is because y'all sick. Michigan plays 1, 2, 6, 9, 14, and 17 teams. And that's why Michigan shouldn't be there. Michigan gonna lose to 1, 2, 6, and what is it? 14. Who else Michigan finna lose to? And the 17th team on the list. Yep, Penn State. So Michigan might beat Penn State. Let's okay. Let's put it that way. They might get a win on Penn State. So out of every team you just named, Michigan is gonna lose to like every last one of them teams except for one. No, Indiana isn't going down. Michigan beating Ohio State? I don't see that. You talking about Lincoln Riley already? Are you serious? Lincoln Riley. Oh my God. Here we go. Oh, they gonna choke one more year? Yep. OU stands for overrated university. I can roll with that. Look, the way it's designed and the way it's been going are two different things. Society has put people on a pedestal. Lincoln Riley is not going to do a damn thing. The talent that he had at quarterback was already there. Now, the coaches' polls, right? To have Alabama at 11 in a coaches' poll tells you already Alabama is higher than 11. The team that I think is overrated is Miami. The U is back. The U is through. Ohio State should not be number one. Period. We got Georgia's number, but Indiana should be in the top three. I would have the Oregon Ducks at number one. Number two, Notre Dame. Number three, Indiana. And number four, I would have I would have probably Texas. Fifth, I would have so Texas is right where they should be. Fifth, I got Alabama. Sixth is Ohio State. Then Ohio State's not even top five to me. And from seventh, I think I got. Hmm. See, A&M and Oklahoma are two of the X factors because they didn't lost so many players. I just don't trust them. So I might have to say Miami at seven and Ole Miss at eight and Texas Tech at nine, LSU at 10, A&M at 11, Tech at 12, uh, Oklahoma at 13, Penn State at 14, Yale at 15, SC at 16, then you have Tennessee at 17, Washington at 18, Illinois at 9. What's that? Well, we at 20. Illinois should be 20. Then you have it's a free for all after that, but Clemson and Michigan will probably be 21. I put Michigan at 21. Um, Utah at 22. Clemson shouldn't be in the list at all. Take Clemson out. And that's you can pretty much just go off the rest of the list. It's gonna be a free for all for there, but Illinois should be in the list. Not because I'm from Illinois. Illinois just should be on the list. Miami is nowhere near a top three team. Please don't say that. The U, not a top three team. I don't care how they dress it up. See if I don't make all the money off the Chattanooga game. Yeah, well, when you see a situation that don't usually go the way you think, what is the end scenario going to be at the end of the day? I mean, look, I've seen double digits when it comes to South Carolina and Alabama. You know, when they come into Tuscaloosa and all this. Look, everyone think that's the game we're gonna lose. That's the trap game. Why? Look, Mississippi State is a team that could give you problems. Okay, Mississippi State can give you problems. A lot of people picking Georgia number one, Kirby Smart, and all this. This is his year. I know we could beat Georgia. Anybody who doubt this is Georgia's year or whatever, our cornerbacks can match up with them. We have two of the fastest ones. Dijon will definitely, if you throw the ball his way, I'm very confident in what we could do with our cornerbacks. And that's why I think we could play it so. Vanderbilt, we have to slow down, but we can't beat them in zone. Everyone thinks we're losing the LSU game. Granted, okay. So A&M gonna beat us when A&M then lost half their team. So A&M gonna beat us. All right, cool. You see, I'm already okay with everybody's excuses. So when we wipe the board of everybody and they're like, who is this Alabama team? Where did they come from? How are they doing this? Everybody gonna want to jump on the wagon. We know it. We see it developing. Now, what we want to know is why. It's that here and now that everybody's gonna have to have that come to Jesus talk with. So just rest assured, we're on it. Oh, the NFC champs will be what? Well, I can't speak for certain teams and certain people. All I could do is just tell you how it is. That's all I know how to do is give it to you straight. Well, when you have people that are worried about who's the creative, who's who's the one in charge, who's doing what, Oh, granted, when we get the other guys up here who can rep their teams, then we can have a debate. Because they might know more about the inner dealings about what's going on with their teams more than I do. Because I studied my team and who we're playing thoroughly. Now, anybody outside of that bracket is difficult. I'm on the outside looking in. So on the outside looking in, I'm not seeing this being a failing season for Alabama. This is the come out season for Alabama. Or we got to be looking to replace the coach. Because the season is not working the way I believe it should be going if we're going to be following this plan or this path. I think we should be in a whole different route than what we're in right now. So, with that notion being said, I'm going to say this. Thank y'all for y'all time. And we out.